And Creole Heartbeat, we have been here for the cracks and crevices, bringing the information to you. And today we're going to be delving directly into the language, the core, the racine of what makes us who we are, and that's the language, the link to our forefathers, the link to our ancestors, and it gives us great pleasure to welcome you to another Creole Heartbeat program. And today we are joined by femme Matthias or femme Creole. It gives us great pleasure to welcome Milia Joseph Dennis. Milia, good morning to you.
Bonjour, Wadik, ça fait bonjour tout le monde qui est là et puis nous c'est à ce Creole Heartbeat nous qu'a parler comme langage Creole là comme ça où ça mon commencer et puis langue maman nous comme ça mon toucher n'importe là où il y a présent c'est un plaisir pour moi ça là à ce Creole Heartbeat à mettre attention à son bel langage, un langage qui est exceptionnel, un langage qui est unique, un langage qui amène nous messieurs mesdames à une autre dimension. Vous savez, avec Ika aussi, qu'il y a une pile connexion. Comme ça, c'est un plaisir pour moi là. Ça là, et puis, what else?
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to have seen your growth in media, and I really feel happy that you have really excelled and one of the major voices and potent voices in culture in Dominica, in particular the Creole language, and even your front stage antics have really been excellent so far, and it really warms my heart to see your continued development. But the language Creole, c'est un petit no DMA, mais
Oh oui.
est-ce que nous ka expériencer la vie à Dominique à présent? Nous savons comment il était à Talota. We knew how it was before. We knew how we raised, but let's just discuss the language presently, because in order for us to know where we are, we need to evaluate where we are. In your let's say experience around Dominica, not particularly dealing with experience Creole, what do you think is the state of the language presently?
Well, that's a question that I love, but unfortunately, I do not love the response that I would have to give.
No, we want to be frank.
Yes,
and
of
open.
course. Creole is not where I believe it should be, and it can be. We know that Creole can be so much, or can go so much further, can be so much higher, can put higher, but it's not where it should be. And what I'm happy about though, Warix, in all of that, there is an interest. There is an interest, a continuous interest in the language, and that interest is coming from a lot of the younger folks, and I'm happy that our young people are seeing or getting interested in the language, and of course so wanting to benefit from what Creole can bring. And we're speaking of the language today. So this is something that I'm happy about. We could have been further, like I mentioned, but again, it's a work in progress. I know we have so many entities who are working, to bring Creole where it ought to be in our society. But again, the Creole language, I'm happy to be a part of its promotion, to be a part of its preservation, and I'm also happy to be a part of, instilling that language.
How important is the language to us as a people? When we look back at the legacy, the history of the language, it was created on the slave plantations while the enslaved were trying to communicate. We know the whole history of they were taken from the African continent and they were displaced intentionally so that they would not be able to communicate with each other. And the birth of the language itself, how important is such a language to us as a people?
You see, Creole is an identity, and it's like you having a face. That's what Creole is. It's an identity, and unfortunately, we have face right now because our full identity haven't been seen because we haven't embraced enough of the language, and it's really important that we, of course, embrace the Creole language. Again, it there's so many benefits, and it is something that link us so much further than just here in Dominica. There are connections that can be created. There are so many barriers that we can just bring down if we embrace our identity for stuff, and of course if we embrace the Creole language. So it's really important.
Normally we hear spoken the elderly, we are actually utilizing the language But we have been seeing strides in our sister island, St. Lucia, where the language itself is taken more seriously. There's an institute. Myself and you and Kiwana, I think, got awarded for the work that we have been doing in the language. I think it was last year
Last
or
year,
a year
yes.
before. But then they are taking the language to the next level. Where now the language is a national language, and English is the official language. So they have taken a step in legislating that the language is now their national language. So they have given it some level of credence. Should we be thinking of heading to that direction now?
Well, we are currently here in Dominica. I should say, the CEC, that is the Committee for the study of
Weighted Creole,
yes
or Creole
studies of
studies.
Creole language, and of course, I am privileged, and I'm sure you are equally privileged to be a part of CEC as well. And currently, CEC is doing a lot of work. First of all, in creating that the policy for the Creole language. Currently, of course, working on a Creole dictionary. So the work is in progress. St. Lucia just happened to have, gone maybe a little faster than we have, but the work is in progress, and at some point we will be able to see ourselves with those policies being effective, and we in Dominica making language our primary one.
Absolutely. Creole for business is what exactly? When we speak of Dominica, we look at Dominica, and in particular, we invite several of our French visitors over. We have that close relationship with the French. Geographically, we are in the center. Historically, we have been, with doing some business commerce with them for several centuries, way back. And culturally, we have that common language with us. And World Creole Music Festival, we see another influx. I mean, thousands of our French visitors come. One of the complaints is the language again, the link. That in case they want to do business or they want to have a discussion, it is very limited, especially when they approach the various stores and lip service magasin tout ça. Yon yon ti problem
Oui.
pour moun communicate.
Oui, Walix.
And this was one of the areas that Creole had been zoomed on because it's something that we have studied, it's something that we have understood. Why did we decide as Creole Heartbeat to enter into this particular project, the Creole for Business project? What it is?
Well, you see, what you started off, and I will just take it from there. We see, or we know of the connection that we already have with the French Antilles. We know of the many benefits that of the things we can benefit from with that particular connection. And again, you mentioned, the World Creole Music Festival, the influx of people who come here annually, and it's just that the connection with them is lacking. So Creole for Business will of course give business places, and we're speaking business places, be it you on your own, as an entrepreneur, you having a small business or business in general. Creole Business will be giving you the opportunity to better connect with our French comrades, or the patrons, the folks who come to Dominica, who visit us on a daily basis, I should say. What we've seen, again, I want to go based on experience, is that a lot of businesses would, of course, you have your product, you're already on the market, but what is lacking is the ability to sell that product for a market that is so close. So close to us. Again, we're speaking about the French Antilles. And there is, as a customer myself, there is nothing more disappointing than trying to find out of a particular product, or trying to get information on a particular service, and you cannot be communicated to in the language that you speak. And we're speaking now of Creole. We're not even going to French, and I believe it's important that business here in Dominica take the opportunity. Again, it could be you just running a business solo, or you being a big business, whatever the case might be, to just look into the benefits of you having Creole or being able to speak their Creole language and how effective that will be in terms of, just adding to your profits, because again, people like to be able to connect, and we're already on the market for many of our products in the French islands, but sometimes they want more. They want to understand what it is that they're buying. They want to understand what it is that we're asking them to experience, and if we cannot sell those products, we cannot sell those experience in a language that they can understand, they themselves will not have the best experience. So we're just asking businesses, this is why we're here, to encourage businesses to get on board with just inducting Creole on your day-to-day operation.
And apart from businesses, which we'll get back to in a while, but we are also offering the Creole. We'll get in depth into the actual characteristics of the course and that sort of thing. But there may be individuals who may want to learn the language.
Yes.
There may be people residing overseas who may want to actually learn the language. How are we going to actually present this particular course to not only business people? It is called Creole for Businesses because we are targeting the businesses who may be the front of our main visitor arrivals in terms of when business has been done, commerce is taking place, but other individuals, other groups that may be traveling, and there's people that may just want to speak the language. We notice quite a bit of that is going on with Experience Creole, but then to have it on a wider, more formal base. Tell us about that.
Well, the course in itself will be face to face. It's my belief that, it's my belief that you can better understand. Of course, we will be giving folks the opportunity, those who cannot do it face to face, to join us via Zoom. But the primary goal is to have the courses done face to face, because Creole is not, again, we're speaking about introducing the Creole language, but in itself there's a special connection that the language in itself creates, and this is one of the reasons why we want to introduce the face-to-face course. Again, that will be happening from September 16th, like what I just mentioned. It will be open, yes, primarily to business places, but you too as an individual, because again, this is something that I am faced with every single day, because most of from Creole, and the Creole just pops out every now and then, and when you communicate with people, it's like, oh my God, I wish I could. So here's an opportunity for you to come and learn the language. Of course, you will learn how to communicate in Creole, and Creole is something, once you start, you won't want to stop. There is just something about Creole that depuis ça, mais c'est mesdames ou pas qu'il y a été avec OK mucho pli ouais, parce que ça c'est raison qui nous a mis en place un programme ça là pour moun ça une opportunité pour apprendre bel langage maman.
Let's think of the language itself, away from just speaking, but how can one utilize the language and have a competitive edge in terms of branding, tourism, entertainment, agro processing, and even trade?
I mean, again, you have to be able to understand the language, and if you're looking to sell your product, you should be able to communicate in that aspect. So yes, you will be able to communicate. You'll go into the basics of introducing yourself and all that, but you need also to be able to sell. And as Wadix mentioned, branding your product, for example, you will also need to sell yourself, sell your brand, and we're going to give you an opportunity to do all of that in Creole.
Yes. The course is a duration of 6 weeks.
6 weeks, that is correct.
What can one, in terms of, let's say, I want to register, I want to know what I will be able to attain or achieve within that 6 weeks course. Can you kind of break it down for us?
Oh boy, break down the course. All right. If you are a beginner, you're a beginner, you haven't spoken the language, or you've heard it but not been able to speak it, because a lot of people can understand it and not able to speak it. So during the course, you will be able to first introduce yourself in language as you would in any other language. You'll be able to introduce yourself. You'll be able to give, for example, directions, if that is very important, to be able to give direction, because again, we're speaking with people who come here all the time, and what's up, bon après-midi, un magasin ta là, and you would be able to give direction in that. You need to know left, right, back, forward, and all of that. So you will be learning these basics. You will learn how to communicate in terms of market, knowing how to price, how not to sell a price, how not to sell a product, how to give a price. You'll be able to give description, for example, like Wadix is wearing a white hat and a colorful shirt. So because you need to the whole idea is again, because we are focusing on business, you need to be able to describe what is it that you're selling, describe your product. So you will be able to learn how to give descriptions and direction, how to speak monies, for example, in terms of buying and selling. How much is this? How much does this cost? It's basically, you want to say a basic, but it's something at the end of the 6 weeks that you and I will be able to hold a conversation in a commercial area. Yes.
Okay, let's possibly give them, because I want this to be interactive. By the way, in case you want to contribute to the program, you could do so. We'll get back to our special Creole for business. But then I want us to have a short dialogue in just basic Creole. You can choose whatever area.
Okay.
And then we can actually teach our audience a little of what it may be like. By the way, you will be one of the tutors, so I will just present myself as a student for now, and you're going to teach me. I will act like I do not know Creole, and you're going to teach me. You're going to teach me. So we'll give our listeners and viewers an example. By the way, this is Creole Heartbeat, and we are focusing on Creole for Business, an initiative by Creole Heartbeat, where we want to teach the businesses and everyone who is interested to speak or to be able to communicate in the Creole language. I think it is very, very important that we do so, especially we are heading towards our jubilee here in the World Creole Music Festival, and influx of visitors from the French islands, and just in life in general. It's always better to be able to communicate in more than one language.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, if you really get the hang of the Creole language, I myself prefer Creole than English, and I mean, when I say that with a passion. I really enjoy speaking Creole more than I enjoy speaking English, because there are so many words that resemble so many words in English, but Creole is direct. Creole, it haven't got too much kukush, it haven't got too much roundabout or too much playing around. Yes. And that's what I love about the language. It is honest, it is direct. Yes. Get to the point, and the amount of the adjectives in the language. It can sound rough, like décalé, that's where I'm coming from. But it is Creole, and it is the whole history, the whole legacy behind it is so important to us. So I'm going to be the student for the next minute or two, and you're going to give us an idea.
Okay, so let's start with how we would normally start, basically the introduction.
So,
Wadix, my name is Nomwese.
Nomwese.
Yes.
Nomwese.
Right.
So my name is Nomwese.
Milia Joseph, as opposed to you.
Okay. Nomwese Wadix.
Yes.
My name is Wadix.
Yes. I would ask you, of course, you will be asked, or you could be asked, where are you from?
Where I'm from? Well,
yes.
You tell me.
Yes, that's the next question.
Where I'm from, Moehod, Petit Savane.
Well, the question would be, Ola ukaweste ebe usemun hod kikote.
Ola mokaweste et Moehod kikote.
It could be
Moehod
either.
Cadbois, Bagatelle. Moi live avec Nasio Fontaine.
Okay. But I'm in the process of selling myself. Okay, so my name is Milia Joseph Dennis, and of course, from the beautiful community, the cultural capital of Dominica. So, non moi c'est Milia Joseph Dennis, moi c'est moun hod capital, ville Kilty, à Dominique, Gouambé. Yes.
So moi ni pour dire ça à créole, écoutez moi sorti vraiment mais c'est vraiment moi c'est Prince Wadix et moi sorti l'autre bord. Ça c'est l'autre bord au Balautong en anglais Pottersville.
FM, I currently work at the nation station DBS Radio as a Creole announcer, also a reporter.
Moi qui travaille à Soutella, moi qui planter et ces jours-là ça me content pour planter zeb. Sensimilia.
Moi qui travaille à Radio DBS, FM c'est animatrice radio à ce programme Experience Creole.
Okay, so somebody put what do I have to say?
Well, you said what you had to say in terms of what you do. I just said what I do.
Moi c'est mon tella, moi c'est nom te. Robon puis on va planter toute qualité magie pour moun faire sauter yo fortifier ko yo et ces jours là ça mon ka planter pile zeb.
Okay, so I'm going to sell what I do, which is working on the nation station, of course, with the Creole program. So I am a Creole announcer on the nation station DBS Radio, a program that has been established for the preservation of our beautiful Creole language. It is one that will, of course, touch all the nick and cranny. It is one that, just that delves into our history, our traditions, our culture, and our customs. Okay, so I just sold, and it's a program that is being aired on DBS Radio every afternoon from 2 to 4.
Et tous les jours, moi, montagne là, il a planté. Tous les jours, ouais, à la campagne, moi, montagne là, il a planté. Planter légumes, planter canne, planter toute bité.
Quand ça, quand on va voir du DBS, moi, c'est animatrice radio, spécialement pour le programme Experience Creole, un programme qui établi pour préserver le langage créole là, en même temps pousser à promouvoir culture, tradition avec toute coutume belle pays nous Dominique.
Will we have different stages because some people may be able to understand when they hear, but they scared to speak. Some people may just not be familiar with the language itself.
Well, you see, again, like you just said, what Creole is something that is frank. It is something that is a Creole that is honest. And the moment you speak Creole, there is nothing shy. That's what I love about Creole too. There's nothing shy about Creole. The moment you can communicate in Creole, you will no longer be shy because it's just so out there. And this is this is something that I love about the Creole for business, because once you can already communicate that Creole language and you're here to sell your business, sell your service, sell your product, you won't be shy anymore.
Exactly.
But we will of course give you the opportunity. There will be time where you will have to speak in front of the class, because you will need to be able to present. And be it at work, you may not have a business, but you at work. And imagine you working in the bank, for example, and you are a teller, and somebody who speaks no English whatsoever, speaks French, but you may not understand French. But they'll say, okay, parler Creole. Parler Creole? And you can probably say, oui, how can I help you? Comment ça end aujourd'hui? Qu'est-ce que ça fait aujourd'hui? And the person says, moi Dominique, yes. Well, we don't want that. We don't want that because places like the banks, for example, this is where you will find foreigners coming to. That's where they want to communicate. Their exchanges and all of that. The rate. How much is the? Because they ain't just like you. How much is a euro for easy? How much?
No, but even when we look at it the other way, because part of what we're planning is to possibly have trade shows in the French Antilles.
Yes.
Now, you are in Guadeloupe. Let's say Guadeloupe. And you may have because we are planning to actually invite the small businesses. As a matter of fact, every single business in Dominica who thinks that they need to be familiar with the language or they need to learn the language can contact us. And give them the information as to how they can contact us. Let's make sure we have that clear and we'll repeat it over and over.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I will.
Okay, in the meantime, Stephen D, can you play our little jing-a-ling for us as we ting-a-ling at 11:30 in Dominica, the Caribbean?
Dominica, are you ready to take your love for culture and business to the next level? It's time to speak your success in Creole. Creole Heartbeat through Creole for Business is excited to bring you the 6 weeks introduction to Creole language course running from September 16th to October 23rd, 2025. This course is designed just for you every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Classes will be held at the Alliance Française de la Dominique, Emsor Road, and for your convenience, you can also join us live online via Zoom. Whether you're a professional, a student, a business owner, or just someone who wants to connect deeper with our culture, this is your chance to learn, speak, and live the language of our people. And the best part? All of this is just $300 for full 6 weeks. But don't wait too long. The registration deadline is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. Visit www.creoleheartbeat.com/Creole for Business to register today, or simply scan the QR code on your flyer. For more information, call 767-616-3457 or 767-317-0395 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. Let's elevate our culture, sharpen our business, and amplify Creole together. Creole Heartbeat, elevating culture, amplifying Creole.
Thank you so very much.
You know,
The beautiful sister, we'll break that down in a while, but we have to remind our viewers and listeners that something very special took place I think yesterday on Creole Heartbeat, and that's Creole Heartbeat has been officially invited to participate in the Music Tourism Convention 2025, and that will be taking place in Antigua from November 4th to November 6th at the award-winning Aurora Resort, and that is in Nevis. And I will be attending with a member or two of the Creole Heartbeat team. And joining us will be international leaders and decision makers to discuss the global impact of music tourism, an industry valued at over $93 billion. And I want to repeat that. Also, we'll be attending this particular official tourism convention will be international leaders and decision makers to discuss the global impact of music tourism, an industry valued at over $93 billion. And this invitation we got is a recognition of the work that we have been doing throughout Creole Heartbeat and to amplify Creole culture and the music, particularly what we do on a weekly basis, every Wednesday, and the various radio stations. We are now on all 4 radio stations, and we're giving thanks and praises for that. But we continue relentlessly now for the past 4 years to do this, and by the way, we are doing it now for 4 years at all cost to us, and the radio stations actually sponsor the time. So we want to thank DBS Radio, thank the management and staff of DBS Radio, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Curtis Matthew, the board of directors, for allowing us to have this program every Wednesday as we edify the nation on areas of culture in Dominica. So we are invited to this special convention, and I don't think it is something that we are taking lightly. As a matter of fact, we have spoken about it as a team, and the ultimate goal is to position Dominica as a UNESCO music city, and I want to reiterate that the ultimate goal is to position Dominica as a UNESCO music city, and you can do the research to find out what is a UNESCO music city, a global cultural hub where our music is not only celebrated but also strategically tied to tourism, education, and international partnerships. And the convention will host keynote presentations, also panel discussions and networking sessions, and we look forward to representing Dominica at this International Tourism Conference 2025 in Nevis. So, Milia, as we continue to edify the nation, how can one register? What will one have to do? If business places are interested, what should they do? If individuals are interested, what should they do? What are the days and times for the various editions of the Creole classes?
Of course, we just want to say again that it's going to cost you just $300 for the 6 weeks.
Which is an investment.
It is. I mean, come on, and you will reap those. You will reap the benefit from that investment. Having to invest in our native language, Creole. So $300 for the 6 weeks, and the course is expected to begin on the 16th of September to the 23rd of October. So
Just in time. For
just
the
in time, but just imagine
for you
you're
to cut
done.
your style,
Aye, Papa Bojo.
and you feel heavy for Creole, Journée Creole.
Oh, yes, that is correct.
So,
come-
Journée Creole 2024, you couldn't speak Creole. Journée Creole 2025, you will be able
you
to have
will,
a reasonable
yes,
conversation.
you can débrouiller yourself.
Creole pour débrouiller ko.
Yes, so we have many folks coming in for that time during the independence, and many of our products and services are on show during the independence, so you can be in that position to better sell and better market yourself. So the course will be twice a week, of course, a Tuesday and on Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Alliance Française. We want to say thank you to the Alliance Française for allowing us to have that particular sport, so we can of course have that face-to-face connection. Not everybody will be, but I encourage you, though, if you are planning or if you are registering for this course, it would be better if you come face to face, because there's this particular connection that is required. I mean, you can learn, of course, online, but you will get that vibe when you do that one-on-one. Of course, you'll be able to ask questions, and because Creole too is a demeanor,
A manière.
a manière, a gam. So you need, of course, to get that, and you will get that, of course, at that particular course. So we're asking you to register again. So you can call 616, or for those of you who, of course, we're opening to people who are overseas as well.
Of course, of
if you are interested. So you could call 767-616-3457 or 767-317-0395 to register, or you could email Creole Heartbeat at gmail.com, or you could visit, of course, the Creole Heartbeat office that is upstairs the old G's. The old J's. The old J's building used to be, right? So towards your left, if you're coming from the financial center direction, it will be on your left. You take the stairs. If you're coming from lower down, that is from the bay side, the stairs will be on your right, and I believe it's just that floor at the top, not further, but the second floor. Yeah, so that's where it is. So you could just go on there and register. We are waiting you. We are ready.
Deadline.
The deadline is next Thursday.
Thursday.
Next week Thursday is the deadline to register, the 11th of September. So please don't wait. We like that back at we toujours tard. Okay, so but just asking you to register by the 11th, because I can tell you quite a bit of people have shown interest in that. Yes. So you don't want to miss.
Yes, on my way here, I mean, 2 businesses called me.
Yes,
and,
yes. So people are interested.
What they need to do to register.
Yes, so we're asking you to register early, and the deadline again, 4 p.m.
next week,
Thursday, the 11th.
Okay, just before we actually jump across to this, we were speaking about the trips that we intend to make to the French Antilles.
Yes.
The trade shows, because very important. We have some partners that we're working with in the French Antilles, in both Martinique and Guadeloupe. By the way, experience people in the tourism business who worked in Dominica at some point in time, and affiliated to Dominica, and trilingual. They can speak Creole, they can speak French, and they went to school in the French also. And very importantly, we will be organizing trade shows so that our small businesses can showcase their products in the French Antilles, and that's why it is so important to be able to speak, or at least to be able to maneuver the basics in the Creole language, because visitors will come, and you will need to be able to interact with those visitors and not be shy. And the thing about Creole is, the more you practice, is the more you get fluent in it. So one of the things that we actually will be doing is we having these trade shows are very important and strategic. and we'll be taking Dominica to Guadeloupe and to Martinique, where we can look for outlets and businesses at very important strategic points, supermarkets, hypermarché in Guadeloupe and Martinique, where you can showcase your products and have your various leaflets, have your various information on your products. We'll assist you to possibly even getting it in Creole and in English so that it can be sort of bilingual.
Yes.
And get you ready for that sort of thing. So it's not only when the visitors come to Dominica, it's also when our products and businesses, and that's what we're talking about, to assist you in commerce, to move across to Guadeloupe. And this is so important. Why people are shy to attempt the language, Million?
Why are they shy? I think I think is that many folks have had the opportunity to speak the language, but they will tell you, back then their parents didn't want them to do it. Their parents didn't. So I don't want to say that they would have lost confidence in it, but that would be one of the reasons. Like, hey, Moji, I had so many years to learn Creole, and look at me now, only now. But there's no reason for that. In fact, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in Creole. We know the history of the language. There's no shame. And there's no reason to be shy. I think people are, a lot of times when I do interviews, for example, people will say, but hey, I can say that, but I don't know how to say that. But the moment you start, because yesterday, for example, I was at the infirmary and I was speaking to one particular person and I said, I'm going, I have to interview. She said, no, because I can't say. And she was like, tell me how to say this and tell me how to say that. That was off air, of course. So we did that, and surprisingly, at the end of the program, she was there. She was there with me to close up. So I was like, that's the same person who said to me that she can't say anything, but she was there with me and she closed up in Creole. So the moment it gets into your system, it will just flow. So there's no reason to be shy. And again, like I was saying, people are shy because they're afraid of making mistakes. But that's the beauty of the language. It allows you to make mistakes. And with those mistakes, you will, of course, be corrected and, of course, implement that correction the next time around. But there is no need to be shy and no need to be ashamed of our beautiful language.
Will the participants require some text or what material?
Well, they will be provided with their material. Again,
printed material.
Printed material, be it via email or be it on at the venue itself, at the session itself. Yes. I also want them to know that it is not going to be something where you will be, of course it will come in where you'll be taught how to spell words. Again, we're doing Creole for business, like what I just mentioned.
More conversational.
Yes, but it will be more conversational. But you will also have the opportunity, we'll give you the opportunity to link with us if you, of course, want to promote your business in writing. Like what I said, you have a product and you want to describe your product, you want to say certain things give in detail with your particular product or service. You want to create a pamphlet, for example, or a flyer for your business, and you want to do that in Creole, we can of course go ahead but we're not going to the fundamentals in terms of writing the language. It's more conversational. And I'm happy that we're here today, Wadix, without cutting you short, because we are approaching the independence season. And one of the things that just bore a hole in me is when I see, I'm not targeting you especially, but I'm just saying when I see business places coming to promote themselves or promote a particular service or a product during the independence and they're getting it wrong.
I know.
So we have all sorts of spelling. By the way, the Creole is that there's a standard spelling, except if you're from St. Lucia, there are one or two things that might be different.
It's standard.
It's standard.
The majority of the Creole is standard.
It's standard. So we just want businesses to when you're coming out this, because people are looking, people are watching, and we are promoting yourself as well, and you want to do it right. So we're not asking, we don't want you to just go vi with whatever you think the word or the phrase.
Get the correct
spelling.
And that is why the relationships with the businesses, for instance, a particular business can decide, I want to send 3, 4, 5, 7 members of my staff to this particular program. So what we do, we create a business model for you where you have interaction, and we will give you the correct spelling
Yes,
of
yes.
the various words that you may want to advertise for the
Yes.
independence.
So if you're into graphics, for example,
If you're
that
into graphics,
you know,
yes.
into those things, we will teach you how to write and write the Creole correctly. Again, we're not going into the fundamentals, but we go into Creole for business and business too. You'll be able
may
to
need,
yes,
in terms of branding,
branding
the correct
the
spelling.
correct spelling. So we will go into that with you. So again, don't be shy. Come and you're gonna love it, you know, because Creole is fun too. Hey, Podre, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Creole
The
is
lines are
fun.
open in case you have any questions, so you want to ask anything about our discussion here this morning. The lines are open, so you could give us a call and just make us know that you are interested. You could register all now, so
Yes,
live.
yes, for
And
sure.
once again, let's give them the information as to what they need to do to register.
Okay.
Parce que nous n'y pouvons pas aller Creole pour
Nous finissons ça, c'est Creole seulement. All right, so we are asking you to call again 767-616-3457 or 767-317-0395, or you could email your interest in registration at creoleheartbeat@gmail.com, or you could visit the Creole Heartbeat floor or office, I should say, on first floor Old J's building on a Kennedy Avenue in Roseau, and register to attend this beautiful. Or you could just go at the www.creoleheartbeat/Creole for Business. Yes.
Okay, I know this. I don't feel you connect information à Creole.
All right, so here we are. We are selling our Creole course in Creole now. Because I know come de tout le monde qui ni été ouais ou ça pour apprendre. You think you've already pour apprendre là, because some folks don't already understand and not speak it.
Wait. So
Yes, because si vous êtes yes, that's correct, and we want that, and we want that. Because si vous n'y été ouais ben vous êtes apprendre langage créole là pour ça communiquer en place business ou même en place travail, puisque nous savons qui en pile client nous c'est client qui a parlé langage créole là. C'est pas mon notre pays espoir ou ça, puisque nous ni grand monde aussi qui a venu yo pas ça parler anglais avec yo les assistance yo expliquer yo qui ça ou ka vendre qui produit ou ni comme ça nous les moun qui en business ni opportunité pour communiquer en créole. Comme ça nous avons opportunité par exemple pour attendre classe qui a duré 6 semaines, hardly 16 mois septembre pour les 23 mois octobre, quand nous en pleine saison indépendance là monsieur. C'est classe là qui deux fois par semaine, les mardis et les jeudis, a commencé à 5h après-midi jusqu'à 6h. Et demi, c'est des jours ça là, et ça qui est en place à Alliance française de la Dominique. Quand on a l'opportunité pour enregistrer à $300 seulement pour 6 semaines. $300. 6 semaines. Comme ça, si vous avez les registrés, ou ça visiter l'office Creole Heartbeat, ça c'est la JST avant, à sous Kennedy Avenue, ça c'est à sous même chemin puis Ministry, mais c'est bien plus bas. Comme ça, vous avez visité là, et fait application. Sinon, vous avez qui est un numéro sur l'autre pays espoir, numéro 767 6 3457, et bien 767 317 03 95. Et bien, vous avez visité site là, ça c'est à Creole Heartbeat / Creole for Business, Creole pour Business. Mais nous pour dire for parce que numéro 4, Creole for Business. Oui, et bien sinon ça visiter, et bien ça voyons email à creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. All right, avec ça c'est.
OK, bon, et puis si nous ouvrons aussi pour gouvernement.
Oui.
Pour gouvernement aussi, Financial Center, Ministry, un pile monde qui va ça parler créole là. Et puis donc inviter yo pour enregistrer pour cela pour faire ça. Après ça, yo ça connecté avec yon des monde Guadeloupe, Martinique, Saint-Lucie, et puis yo ça parler là.
Moi les coach parce moi même qui ou prononcer connecté. Et ben moi les parler contre connexion aussi. Puis moi dit ça esprit et puis moi les comprendre valait force que là ni. Et moi quand il fait pour ça là, moi quand imaginer c'est adulte, yon qui attendait pas esprit mais si on emballage, même si c'est un enfant ou étudiant on les apprendre c'est tout. C'est bon. Mais moi toujours dit où est l'amour plus meilleur moyen ça
Aïe, aïe, aïe,
connecter,
aïe, aïe,
avec ça
aïe, aïe,
converser,
aïe.
l'amour, c'est
Oui,
en français et puis
français,
créole.
et
Comme
puis-
ça, vous avez fait ça. Vous comprenez? Bon, nous ça, là, ou qu'à parler
Dis ça en
là.
anglais, puis vous dites ça créole. Dis ça en anglais, et puis vous dites ça créole.
I've always said, and I will continue to say, that Creole and French is the love language, and you cannot communicate love better in these two languages. So just imagine you having learned Creole, how you can communicate love. Oh, I'm not going into details, but let me tell you, the way you communicate love in Creole, you're gonna love it, you're gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna want to communicate in that way only. And I always tell people, for example, and this is how we have our beautiful cadence music, we have beautiful compa music, and compa, especially the latest the latest genre, which is the guyad. Let me tell you something. Take a listen of how love is transcribed and how love is communicated within that particular genre. You will understand. You cannot say these things in English. You cannot communicate these things in
And the
English.
beautiful thing, you cannot translate them literally.
No, you cannot.
Literally.
No, you cannot. You
Literally.
cannot. You cannot.
Creole is its own
Yes.
language, and the description, and when your verse or your vocabulary is wide. Let's say like a Gordon Henderson. Con pamplemousse coulé, con l'eau douce. You know, you
Yes.
actually visualizing.
Yes.
know,
Can you
the
just prick a grapefruit? And he's referring to a grapefruit, by the way. So just prick a grapefruit, for example, a sweet one, because we have sweet grapefruit. So if you just prick a grapefruit and you just sing that water, that juice,
Yes,
that's what. But it's not so literal all the time, too. It's not always literal. It's just playing on your
Expression.
imagination as well.
It's the
you know.
expression.
Yes,
The
man. I was
expression.
listening to that song by class with the female artist in class
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh,
Which
Poco
one?
Poco Abao.
Poco
Poco
Abao.
Abao.
Well,
Oh my god.
Class it is, baby.
Yes,
Class
class
it
it
is,
is,
baby.
baby. That lyrics there, I'm telling you, if you listen to that, and it, oh my god, it's just
And you know, that is one of the things I believe at this point in time in our history. We need to spread more love.
love.
We have
only
so
by
many
your love.
animosity, so many grudges and jealousy, political, bitterness. We are so bitter with each other. We hardly, spread love for each other.
Not enough.
And you will spread love once you learn Creole.
Yes.
And you will always have an affinity for Creole music.
Yes,
As long as you
yes.
can understand the language, you will realize your musical taste buds
Yes.
appealing to listen to more kadas and zouk and
Yes,
compa,
and compa.
because most of those were made in the Creole language.
Mm-hmm.
Kassav, particularly intentionally sang most of the songs in Creole, and that's a beautiful thing.
And
about-
promoting love,
about
promoting
the
unity,
language.
yes.
Promoting love, unity,
Identity,
prosperity,
oh,
identity.
oh, yes.
And this is so important for us as a Caribbean people when we are challenged with so many ills from all over, that we can have a common understanding and a common setting.
Yes, what
Mais nous ne pouvons continuer à parler
But,
de
I,
Creole,
but I,
non?
I just want to go back just to that point as we are in the music, and you just mentioned just what you just read and where you'll be heading to St. Kitts, which mentioned that they want to create that UNESCO music city
Yes,
here.
yes.
And again, if speaking of music, and we introduce more of our, especially we've seen the impact of the bouillon music, for example. So just imagine now having to incorporate Creole in that bouillon. You understand? And I have already complimented some of the bouillon artists personally, but I want to do it publicly now, who continuously to include the Creole. It's coming little by little, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
If you look at the bouillon of the early days,
Of the early days,
I mean,
yes,
there were quite
yes,
a bit of songs,
yes,
WCK,
yes,
Serenade,
yes.
Really mastered the art. RSB mastered the art of including Creole, because they were kind of following the footsteps of the
The Kadas,
Kadas,
yes.
who paved, because very importantly, Kadas paved the particular way, and I still believe if we had just followed that way Kadas paved, we would have been much further, because Kadas reached the four corners of the globe of the world
Yes.
already. So the advantage they already had is the the trail for us to emulate, and that is Dominica's music. History, legacy of the language, understanding why we should speak the language, understanding why we should preserve the language, Milia. And we must make some bold statements to the world that if we are the Creole capital of the world, we have to endorse the language. It makes very little sense. We are very good in the food. We are exceptional in the wear.
That's right.
But the link, you can wear anything anywhere. But then once you speak Creole, you can understand that is a family, it's a Franco family that you can identify with. Imagine anywhere, you're in China, you're in Japan, you're in Australia, and you're speaking the language, and only you and whoever speaking it can understand, and that's a beautiful thing. And the strange thing about the Caribbean, we may not even know, but there are more Creole-speaking people in the Caribbean than English.
Yes.
If you look at the numbers in Haiti alone, already outshines, and there's Guadeloupe and Martinique, and then a million people, St. Lucia, Dominica,
Trinidad,
yes,
Grenada.
Yes. So already it's a fact that we have more Creole. Why aren't we, making sure that Dominica endorses the statement that we are truly the Creole capital of the world?
But I was at the airport just a few weeks ago coming to Dominica, and I met with I could hear them from a distance, and I pick up a particular voice. So I put up my head and I say, "Say, is a parler anglais," and that's Darren Sammy.
Yeah,
Because all they did was, it was he, Johnson Charles, and he has a funny name, but and Tino Best, they were all there. But I heard the voice of Darren Sammy speaking to Johnson Charles, and it was in Creole. So I put up my head and I noticed it was, he said, "Say, is a parler anglais." But he went on to just tell me, Saki anglais. You understand?
No, but see what happened. I was in the city about 2 weeks ago, and I saw a few children, and they were speaking Creole alone.
That's in Roseau.
In Roseau, in
Okay.
the city. Roseau is like they were between, let's say, 10 and 15. About 10 and 15. So I went closer to them to really see, because I haven't heard children in Roseau speaking Creole. So when I approached them and I asked them, where are you from? Which part of Dominica are you from? They say St. Lucia. And all of a sudden I felt a pain, I tell myself, well, boy, this is where we should be. We should be heading, teaching the children. And Keck has been feverishly trying to see how we can get the language in schools. We have had a pilot project. There is a book available, Anupali Koyol. There's the dictionary that Keck is also working on, the unofficial authority on the language. The important thing is the policy.
Yes.
Some legislation, Milia, where we need to make the bold statement that when we speak Creole, we speak it with a pride. We speak it with a power. And it is authentic and it is real. And even if we speak it in Parliament, it is accepted.
And it should never be seasonal.
It should never be seasonal, and it should never be looked as like some pastime, old-time language. It is authentic, and it has a history, it has a legacy, and it's a complete language. So our mindset, I think our responsibility can start with the authorities, and that's why we're appealing to you to sit with Keck. Keck is ready. We have several linguists in Keck. Magali Celestine of the registrar, local registrar for CXC.
Lena Lu.
Colleen, Lena, Madam Akpa, several linguists in Keck who are ready. We have the book. Anupale, we have the dictionary, several editions. We have also several publications of different books that we can allow the children to have more activities to learn. I think the time is now. 25th anniversary of the World Creole Music Festival, and we're appealing to the authorities and those who understand how important it is, the Cultural Division, the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Tourism, the Honorable Prime Minister. Let us sit and let us organize the policy that will allow us to preserve this language. So as we round up, Mila, let's go over the information.
Oui.
Creole for Business.
Creole for Business. Again, we're offering you this course where you can learn our beautiful language, especially among your business places. Again, if you are not in business but you are interested, you still have the opportunity to take part. So it's a 6 weeks introduction to Creole language course beginning from September 16th to October 23rd. The program will be on Tuesday and on Thursday from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. At the Alliance Française, and of course we will make provisions for you to attend online as well via Zoom. It's only $300, so we're asking you to register. The deadline for registration is next Thursday, that is the 11th of September. Pas di ou pas tan. Okopan eve kon wadi steke di tout pas ni bon pied pont devant puis ça Creole pas ka espérer personne nous savons nous ka avancer ou ça magwe nous ka prendre petit pas petit nous pas petit mais nous ka avancer et bien tout ça messieurs mesdames c'est un avancement langage que là nous les fait certain qui tout le monde a sous tout état qui c'est en parlement qui c'est à caille qui c'est en l'école qui c'est en jardin mon ka imaginer mais nous les fait certain qui Creole là tout partout il pas de pièce exception comme ça nous ka créer une opportunité pour espérer mon business à présent pour nous ça ou ça continuer préserver bel langage nous comme ça Alliance Française I'll be at Alliance Française de la Dominique as I mentioned, and again you can call number 767-616-3457 or 7616-317-0395, email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com, or you can visit the website at www.creoleheartbeat.com/Creole for Business.
Also the small businesses, Mila.
Yes. So the small business, if you are just into business, we're giving you an opportunity to introduce, yourself and present yourself, your business in Creole. This is for you. And you would have heard from what just a while ago, because we see how far our products, especially among the small businesses, how far it has gone, how far it's going, the various regional markets and even international. But we want you to be able to connect with our French brothers and sisters in the Creole brothers, I should say Creole. Amen. Pas du tout.
C'est
pas français. Non, exact. C'est mon créole.
Guadeloupe et Martinique, c'est mon créole.
C'est mon créole.
Yo ka di pas qui yo français et puis yo bien sérieux comme ça, yo ka di nous pas français c'est
mon France.
Et ça c'est la vérité. Nous mo ka di ici French people. Yo ka di
so
Guadeloupe et Martinique c'est mon créole. Joycelyn Berratini a interview des trois semaines qui passent. Il dit pas qui est français, il pas français.
Il fait la Martinique.
Parce que c'est mon France. Mais il qui est la Martinique, c'est mon créole, ça est important pour vous. Et nous on pile mon à présent héritage créole là, c'est important pour vous. Ou ka ouais à présent, mon ka ensemble quoi yo en Trinidad.
Oui.
Mon parler avec à Trinidad. Yo pète ça, yo te ka parler créole ça. Parce que pile haïtien t'es venu à Trinidad, ça c'est pourquoi yo t'es parlé au pile créole comme nous. Mais ça qui fait yo c'est anglais qui t'a commandé yo et c'est anglais ça t'a mais ou de ces anglais là yo ka ouais à Trinidad tout le monde ka parler créole. Ça yo fait yo aller babad chercher moun l'Angleterre moun qui ka parler petit little là nous comprendre moun qui ka chercher puis yo toutes ces teachers là yo mené yo Trinidad. Ça c'est pourquoi langue l'a changé mais il y a différentes places à Trinidad c'est moun la ka parler créole aussi. Et puis il y a deux trois moun grand la Grenade qui ka parler créole aussi. Et si nous pas messieurs mesdames si nous pas mettez attention sur le langage là messieurs Dominique nous ka perdre nous ka vertir ces moun là messieurs mesdames ça c'est pourquoi nous ka faire un effort pour faire ça nous ouvrons ligne nous ouvrons la rue messieurs pour moun venir apprendre le langage là parce que ça important ça ancestors nous messieurs mesdames ça maman nous papa nous qui a sous là mais nous si nous pas à pécher si nous dit qu'on nous habima bon magie bon mais langage nous quand nous laisser langage là et ça qui force nous, ça qui racine à nous. C'est ça, c'est mon slave t'es qu'à parler.
Et bien ça même joue un grand pas en libération moun ouais ou ça
Absolument.
Creole là.
Absolument parce que là moi il va parler Stephen pas ça comme ça nous a dit. Stephen pas connaître si nous a jouer, Stephen pas connaître si nous a dit belti, mais nous même qu'à communiquer à dans langage. Stephen
pas ça comprendre. C'est wayay là,
c'est wayay pour les béquets. Steve béquet Stephen
exact. Il va comprendre.
Il va comprendre. Il a qui place Paris.
Yes.
Paris, il va comprendre ça nous a parler côte. Et ça qui est important et puis nous ca plan, nous ca faire orbiter, nous ca aller montagne même si c'est syndicate. Nous ca jamber place là.
Oui man.
Nous ca une anti révolution, Steve pas connaître ça nous a parler là.
Yes.
Ça c'est bon bêtement c'est bon bagatelle. Moi fait, moi lever à Creole là.
Ou pas de Paris. Quatre bois.
Moi lever à Racine Creole là.
Racine Creole là.
Yes.
So on va racher ça. Et si vous devenez dit bien sûr, vous avez lire en Creole.
Oui.
Avant y aller à Dago.
Bagaille anglais.
On aller tout ça. On savent ça. Moi commencer à faire mission expérience Creole et moi commencer à travailler ici hein.
Ouais.
C'est ça moi commencer à faire hein.
Eh ben ouais.
Comme ça moi lever à Creole là.
C'est un homme créole.
C'est un homme Creole.
Regardez ça avec confiance.
Of course.
Et Emilia, c'est à nous partir là.
Oui, c'est à nous finir.
Dernier mot avant nous quitter là.
All right, comme ça encore nous quand nous avec sorti dit nous savons nous avons une grande responsabilité pour faire certain qui la continuation en langage créole là et nous chaque ni on pas pour jouer même si c'est pour même attendre à classe là ça c'est contribution ou ça fait continuation bel langage créole nous demander pour registrer pour ça attendre ces classes là ça c'est on the 16th, from the 16th, I'm moving from Creole to English, of course, from the 16th of September to the 23rd of October, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Registration is only $300. So the deadline is on the 11th of September. So you can register by calling 616-3457 or 317-0395 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com or visit them on the second floor of the old Jay's building in the capital city of Roseau. C'est tout pour nous, messieurs. Et bien, nous qui nous encore. Till next time. Ça, c'est cheveux blancs curls.
Nous finissons avec Creole Heartbeat. Ça, c'est qui curls, ça? Steven? Ça, c'est qui curls? Ça, c'est qui curls? Ça, c'est qui curls, ça?
Qui ça?
Qui curls?
Qui curls, ça? C'est pas con curls.
C'est pas con curls,
c'est pas Jerry curls.
Jerry curls.
Oui, qui curls, ça?
Creole curls.
Creole curls.
Creole curls.
Okay, nous allons messieurs, mesdames. Stephen Nagelman, take it away.
Yes, I. Sakai Malad. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix. Pakou a wete ba moun flè la yo moj a kite la vi. Apresye sa yo ka fè ko yo a parmi nou jodi. La se mouve va leve non nou ka konsife moun evi. Faut nous connaître pour meilleur c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For only wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For only good thing that you done for God, that's what it is. We thanking you. We thanking you, brother.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Commonwealth of Dominica and the sovereign republic for which it stands. My love, my loyalty, and skills in the service of Dominica and my fellow citizens. I promise to work diligently and to help build a prosperous and peaceful nation.